Hi, it's Talking Reds for the second time after Josh forgot to press record the first time. We're here at Kara's Bar in New York. I'm Fuad Hasan hosting for the first time with Craig Hannan. Craig, it's great to be here, isn't it? We had two great nights here at Kara's. We had our own event the first night, and then that great club event as well to kind of top off the trip. Jamie Webster with the smaller stage, but the maddest crowd he's probably had to play in front of, and it was a great night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. This all feels very deja vu. This Fuad, I'm not going to lie. Thanks, Josh. No, we've had a brilliant trip all around, and New York being the last leg, we've had loads of fun, and the two events that we were involved in, both our own live show and which sold out, which is amazing, and the LFC event, Webster sort of blew the roof off the place, and especially after Boston. Boston was this huge auditorium, 3 tiers, proper. It felt like you were in a stadium or something. It was just massive, and then for him to do a smaller set in here, like I'm looking around the bar at the moment and sort of wondering how they managed to get so many people in it, because it's a normal sort of Irish bar, like long in length, and it was brilliant, and it was just it was a great way to sort of end the trip and the different events that we've been involved in. So we're all a bit tired and sort of looking forward to getting home, but we really hope that you've enjoyed our content. So nice one to everyone that sort of subscribed and watched and listened and so on.
Yeah, exactly. I think huge thanks goes to the club for organising these events, because they don't have to do it at the end of the day, and inviting us is always great. Just to move on, we are going to talk about the game a little bit more later on, but after yesterday's Talking Reds, as soon as we finished pressing record, we got the news about Clyne's injury, so we couldn't talk about that yesterday. Couldn't have been timed better, could it, Craig? It's obviously really horrible to hear anyone getting injured, especially such a serious injury like that. And I guess it's a big setback for him in terms of a transfer away, in terms of his age and everything like that. There's not many clubs may want to take the risk on him now.
Yeah, it was a massive disappointment for Clyne. It was a disappointment for you as well, because it's very difficult to get videos done in New York or America or away in general, in terms of like getting it recorded, edited, processed, shared, and the moment we put it out, Clyne got injured, or we heard that Clyne had been injured. So I'm really disappointed for Nathanial Clyne, just from the human aspect of it all, because it's a footballer whose career has kind of stalled over the past few years, and he went out on loan to try and reinvigorate it, but this is a player that sort of 4 or 5 years ago was playing semi-regularly for England, and he's now going to have to sort of fight back another injury, because he's had long-term injuries in the past, especially during his time at Liverpool. So it's disappointing that it's for the club as well, that they were probably planning. Club was either going to be looking at him and thinking, right, well, he can be back up to trim, because we saw what he did when he played against United last year, and he was thrown in. He was solid. He just doesn't offer that attack and outlet that Trent does, or to sell him and get your money back on him, and disappointing all round, really, and but most importantly, sort of, I'm gutted for the player, really.
Yeah, exactly. I think we can't really forget the one game he did come into last season at United at home, where he was really called upon and needed to deliver. He did, and I guess we all appreciated that at the time, and it was a big performance for him. So it's sad to see it go this way.
Even in the pre-season as well this year, like obviously he scores against Tranmere. And I just thought he'd looked pretty impressive, and it's just one of them that it happens at a terrible time, and it's another injury for him to worry about, and we'll see what's next for Nathanial Clyne. It seems that it's going to be a sort of, the rehabilitation is going to be fairly straightforward. It's just going to be quite lengthy, so all the best to him, really.
Yeah. So moving on to slightly more positive news, we've heard about Keita and Shaqiri coming back into training next week, just after the Napoli game at Murrayfield in Edinburgh, and then hopefully the week after the Everton training camp we will see Salah, Mane, Alisson and Firmino back in training. Craig, it's obviously they needed the long rest with the international football that they've been involved in, the long season. I think I've read Mane's had 355 days over the last year, kind of in terms of being in training, playing matches, so it's important that they have the rest, and I guess the early part of the season is going to be a bit difficult without these players, because they're going to need to get fit again. They need to get back into the rhythm of training. But I guess the rest is well deserved, and it's going to be great to see them back.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think Shaqiri and Keita were probably the two players that before, towards the end of the season, I was looking at as thinking these are two players that need a pre-season, and we knew that Keita would be going to the AFCON, but Shaqiri, I thought maybe was a player that if we could have had him throughout the pre-season, he would have been staking a claim to start going into the new season. It'll be good to have them back, and I'm not sure sort of what the time frame on their or what sort of progress they've made in terms of their injury, and whether it'll be a straightforward, whether they'll have to go through their own pre-season routine. You'd imagine so. We've watched clubs. Some of Klopp's open training here, and it's it's intense. It's as intense as you would imagine when you see them play. So I can't imagine that they would be back immediately. But we'll see with them too. Obviously, then Salamani, Firmino, and Alisson. You'd imagine would be a bit later. It'd be great to see some of them on the bench against City in the Community Shield, or at least one ready for the league game. But we'll see. It's just nice to hear the names again, and I think that was one of the sort of disappointing things for fans out here, was that they didn't get to see those three and Alisson as well. But they still enjoyed themselves, and we've got these incredible sort of players coming back over the next couple of 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah,
exactly. I think it's going to be a huge boost for the squad themselves, and in terms of just on a human level, them seeing each other again and having a laugh about all the things that they've done in the summer, and I guess a bit of disappointment for Sadio Mane, but Alisson goes and wins the American, what was it, the cup of
our brains aren't working here. Copa America,
that's the one.
Very lack of sleep, wasn't it? Yeah, Copa America, and you think of the things that Alisson's achieved over the past year. He'd be excited to get back to his teammates. Bobby Firmino will want to tell him all about their celebration. I'm a bit worried for Bobby Firmino, really, because his Instagram's just been basically him getting pissed. Just him celebrating both these trophy wins. So he might need a little bit longer. Excited to see him back in the team. Yeah,
definitely. And just moving on now to some more kind of club news in terms of the ownership. Liverpool have moved to trademark the word Liverpool only in the context of football products, and I think it's a move to kind of ensure they protect their revenue and that sort of stuff. And then it's a bit of a weird one, Craig. I've seen a bit of uproar on Twitter in terms of people saying that this feels like the club really trying to commercialise everything, but I don't know how it works in terms of our other clubs doing the same thing, because at the end of the day, that the amount of money that there is to be made, and you've been doing a bit of digging, and I think the club have come out with a slightly more positive message in terms of how they're spinning it.
I mean, so they're saying that it's to protect the club and supporters from benefiting from inauthentic products. It feels like the club's, we just said there what the club does in this tour, and what the club's been doing over the past sort of 2 or 3 years especially, is that it's done a lot right on and off the pitch, and when it does something right, we've been there to say, well in, and it's brilliant that it feels like the club's progressed to this stage where the bond between the team, the players, and even the, dare I say it, the ownership, or the people working within the club has grown to a stage where it's just hugely positive at the moment, and obviously a European Cup massively helps that on the pitch. This just feels like one that they've got wrong for me. They say it's in the context of Liverpool, but then Liverpool is the city's word. It's the name of the city. It's not theirs to own. The city was there before Liverpool was formed in 1892, and so it just feels like it's one that they've, in my opinion, they've got wrong. I think it's just saying here in the Independent article that they hope to succeed, as did Southampton and Chelsea, in being able to trademark their word. We are applying to register Liverpool as a trademark, but only in the context of football products and services. Now, the interesting bit, and one of the reasons that they've used, is they say that it's necessary to raise funds to reinvest in transfers in the stadium, with enormous revenue available from services and products containing the club name. I mean, there's a lot of money in football. There is a lot of money. Yeah. We know how much they get from TV deals. We know how much that they're making. They're coming out to America, and they can say that it's you know, it's lovely, and it gets to it means that, you know, fans over here get to enjoy a little bit of the supporter culture, and they bring supporter culture over from Liverpool to America. But it's also a massive marketing ploy, really. They know that the United States is one of the fastest growing markets in football, and so there's money being made there. There's money that they've made from the Champions League. There's money from the TV deals. There's, you know, they aren't spending any money in this transfer window, and it feels like using that is a little bit sort of, you know, what can we think up that resonates with fans? Well, it's fans want money for transfers, and I don't know. There's something that doesn't sit right with me, and like I say, that it's the city's name, and it was there before Liverpool Football Club were formed, and I know they tried to, or I think they tried to do the same with LA last year. I don't know. We'll get more, and we'll be able to sort of talk about it more. I'm just sort of wary of what we say at this moment, because we don't know too much about it other than what we've just spoken about.
I mean, if it means Mbappe 2020 is happening, then I know we're all for it here. But
I mean, but that's kind of case in point, really. Is that it just feels a bit shady that's what they've used as the transfer angle, because they know that supporters will receive it better. Yeah, supporters will take it better. So we'll see what happens. It just I'm not massively happy with it, and we'll see whether it's they're able to get it through, really. Hopefully not.
I'm sure more details on it will come out as the week goes on, and I guess we'll bring more on that as it comes. But yeah, as you can tell, we haven't not really talked about the match last night, the Liverpool's 2-2 draw against Sporting Lisbon. We're going to add a clip at the end of this of our post-match pint on the subscription service. There's a post-match pint, the post-match podcast, and loads of other content from the trip in the US. Today we're going to be recording a second look as well, looking back at all three of the games. So there's loads on there for you. We've got more coming as Liverpool go to Edinburgh on Sunday for the Napoli game, and then the build up to the Community Shield and the season, I guess, from there on. So it's a great time to subscribe. Loads out there, and nice one, Craig.
Of all the games I think I've ever seen on the tours, I think it was the most competitive, in an honest sense. You're not competitive with people kicking each other, but competitive and everyone's trying to play a bit of football. I really enjoyed that first hour of football there. I thought it really grabbed me. Changed a little bit after that first load of subs, but it really took me the first hour. I was really invested.
Yeah, one of the things I thought that Liverpool have lacked sort of throughout this pre-season tour so far is a bit of rhythm, and it looked like they sort of had that early on. It was a shame conceding the goal the way they did, because they'd actually looked threatening every time they went forward in the first half. I thought their build-up play was generally good as well. Given the fact that none of the natural front three are there, it was nice to see a bit of link up between a few of them players. The midfield was solid with Milner, Henderson and Fabinho, as you probably expect from them three players, and yeah, it looked like Liverpool was sort of just about getting into their stride, and then obviously they get pegged back.